Pitt at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's looked really good. And since the quarterback switch, 3-0 straight up and ATS, they're having to lay 21 here. I don't believe they've had to lay 21 since Ian Book has taken over. 58 the total. Big man, how would you look to bet Pitt Notre Dame?
It's a tough one. I mean, does Notre Dame ever play on the road? Is the big question. I mean, this team plays every game at home. I mean, it's unbelievable.
They played a really good Virginia Tech team on the road. They played Wake on the road. I mean,
but I've
been losing money since Ian Book came under center. I am not a fan of Ian Book. I've been getting my ass kicked since he became the quarterback.
It just seems like every time I look at this team, other than last week, they've been at home, but I guess they have been on the road lately. But yeah, look, I don't know how to really gauge Pittsburgh. That's kind of the big question for me. I mean, Pittsburgh's looked good at times, and like last week against Syracuse, but was that more of the spot for Syracuse, if anything? You look at stepping up a competition. I mean, they've gotten absolutely killed. They beat North Carolina, big deal. Beat Albany, who cares? I don't think Pittsburgh's very good. I think Pat Narduzzi should be fired. This guy's been so overrated at Pittsburgh. Defensively, they've been an absolute mess. I have no reason to step in front of Notre Dame here. Defensively, they're strong. Pitt to me is a fraud. They're not even a fraud because they've never been good. They're just not good. I think Notre Dame runs away with this one.
Kelly, so you've been betting, you've been fading Ian Book. Why don't you like him?
It's not that I don't like him. It's that the line, I'm looking at the line going, this is too many points. And there I am again about to make a case for Pittsburgh, and I want to pull my eyeballs out. I'm going to disagree with Big Man. It's not that I think this Pittsburgh team is bad. I was on them versus Syracuse. I was on them versus Georgia Tech and their 2 wins. And the reasoning behind that was because they were at home. This is a better team at home. Plus, again, like you mentioned, that was a spot play also against Syracuse. Coming off that Clemson loss, Pittsburgh coming off that big blowout at UCF. I am not stepping in front of this train, at least not as of right now. Maybe too many beers on Saturday, and I might convince myself otherwise. If I start having a really good morning, that's usually what happens. I feel really good, like, oh, today's my day. This Pitt team's just not that good, and Notre Dame now has their eyes set on, being one of those top 4 teams, and it looks like they have a pretty easy way to get there. Beat Pittsburgh, Navy at home. There's another one of those home games. You're right, Big Man. They only have 3 games on the road this year. And then at Northwestern, I do have Northwestern circled. Northwestern has been quite the moneymaker for me the last 2 weeks. So I do have them circled in that spot. And then they get to play Florida State, who sure gave their rival Miami a run for their money, but I'm not sold that Willie Taggart's a good coach or that anything good is coming out of Florida State. So you're right. I would love to take the 21 points and run with it. But this Notre Dame team seems to be able to keep their foot on the gas, as we saw last week in Blacksburg.
And they'll never say this in South Bend, but I think we all will say it if we're in our business or whatever. Notre Dame hasn't really beaten anyone that important, frankly. And what you do in this case is you're not going to have a lot of great games to really do it going forward. So what you have to do is you have to leave no doubt. You have to win 58-10. You have to blow teams out. You're getting this under 3 touchdowns, which is obviously big. Listen, if you're waiting on this game, like if you bet this game Saturday morning, I have to ask you what you're doing in this business, frankly. I'd bet it now. There's no reason to wait. Get it under 3 touchdowns. Be happy with the
Well, that's if you want to bet Notre Dame. If you want to bet Pitt, you got to wait.
Sure. If you're betting Notre Dame, sure, yes. If you're betting Pitt, then yes, you should be betting 5 minutes before the game. But this is a fair number. I think it's a good number. Pitt is just, what would be the reasoning to take Pitt here? I can't see any. I don't see any at all.
You're right. 2-4-2 against the spread in their last 8 games on the road. I knew they were bad on the road. I just had to find a little reason to prove it. And then also 1-7 straight up in their last 8 road games. But I don't think any of us have any inkling that Pittsburgh might upset Notre Dame here. So maybe that says something. Maybe I need to be looking at Pitt a little bit harder.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.